everybody. I don't know if there's anybody on here yet. Just bear with me. I gotta do the usual, get everything set up before I get started. So just bear with me. Hey, Froggy. Just gotta get everything set up. Um, Hello, Carol. Okay. Just getting everything set up. Hope everyone's been doing well. It's Friday, it's the weekend. Hello, Tracy. No. No, almost there. I'll have that link up in the chat box here in a moment. Oh, wow. Yeah, the Postal Service, you gotta love them, right? Okay, I think I got everything here. And let's see. Hey, Deborah. Oops. Let's move this. Oh, yeah. Wow, November 18th. Yeah, Carol Froggy was saying that hers was post dated December 16th. Okay, so I'll add that. So I have pinned up that link to the spreadsheet. So that way you can add your names to that for the drawing at the end. What else do I need to do? I need to take this and this. Okay. Okay. Let's post that. Back here. Okay. One more. Okay, there it is. Okay, now the fan on my laptop is going crazy. Hope that you're not hearing that through the phone. I know when my work laptop does that crazy stuff that it's heard on the other end. I don't know if it's doing it on this one. Okay, so I have shared this in different places and we're good on time. Let's see, go back. And I know that Yvonne is on her way here. Let's see who else is here. Thank you, Froggy. Yeah, it's still cold. It's supposed to warm up a little bit here tomorrow, but it's still cold. Still cold. Let me know if you are having any issues adding your name to the spreadsheet. I don't see Terry. How insane was it that New Orleans had as much snow as they had? That's crazy. Hello, Sharon. That was insane. Yvonne's responding in the car, which means she's not quite here yet. Okay. So Yvonne, while you're on the phone, did you let Terry know? I know New Orleans got a lot. I saw a video where there was a guy with skates on and he was uh with a hockey stick and a puck. That's crazy. Okay. Da, da, da. Okay, so we got some names added. So, yeah, even Florida, like the panhandle of Florida. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to kind of get started so that way we're not here for 2 hours. So not a whole lot's happened this week. I mean, it's been cold. Um, I did, I decided that, I was all carded out this past weekend. So I pulled out one of my diamond paintings and I started on that. And in 2 days, I think I got just a little over half of it done. So I'm thinking that maybe tomorrow I'm going to work more on that. Um, Other than that, there really hasn't been much, but I will say this about this video here, and it kind of hit me last night. So last night I was working on the projects for tonight. I started a little, probably about Wednesday, but I got it done last night. And I got my paper pumpkin kit, and I was debating about doing the video last night, but I was just too tired for it. So I did it today on my lunch hour. So this video here is number 200. So we hit number 200 in videos. That's a lot of work. And no wonder I'm so tired between the regular job and doing that too. So, yep. So video number 200 is tonight. Um, a lot of you that are on here, you've been, excuse me, of course, I'm filming, right? Um, you've been here before. Everyone I see linked up, or if you're watching and you haven't said anything in the chat box, I have linked up at the top of the chat box a Google spreadsheet, a link to that. Um, add your name to that list if you would like to be in the drawing. I do a wheel of names at the end, and you can, I don't want to say win, one of the cards that I make tonight. And so I think with that, I'm gonna, okay, I'm just looking at what in the comment box. Okay, so I'm going to flip this. I'm going to go through some of the housekeeping stuff, and then we're going to get started. So if you get motion sickness, close your eyes for a minute while I flip this over and kind of get it. You're looking at my ceiling now. And kind of flip this and get it lined up, and pull. Make sure everything's kind of like pulled out and everything's in place. It's weird, I got this like white dot on the screen of my phone, and I have no clue what that's all about. All I know is that YouTube has been acting really weird lately, more so than what it's already been doing. So if you were here in the very, 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 very beginning, it had, yeah, even though I had changed the orientation to landscape, it still had me the other way until I kind of turned the phone. So I don't know what's up with all that. So I'm not going to talk about anything related to Paper Pumpkin, because I had already, like I mentioned just a moment ago, I had done my, what is it, Hearts for You January Paper Pumpkin Kit this afternoon. And so I basically did the housekeeping stuff for Paper Pumpkin in that one. So I'm not going to repeat that. And guess who's here? Okay, so starting off, we have our January to April mini catalog along with celebration. So this is still, the celebration still going on. It'll continue on to the end of February. Again, with celebration, I think most here are familiar with it and know how it works. Um, you can earn free product out of this brochure for every 60 and 120 and $120 in an order. These amounts are for those that are in the U.S. There's like a bundle, stamp sets, designer series paper, sequins, and there's ribbons, stamp sets, designer series paper. So there's a few different things in here. Also, as far as like It could be for hosting, or if you do an individual order of $300 or more, you can earn $30 more um, in free product in your choosing. It could be in the online store, it could be out of our current catalogs. And then there's the joining special where this is not the joining page. The For joining, let's see. So you have two different options. Uh, so the price of the starter kit is $99 plus tax, and you get to choose $125 in product. The shipping on it is free. So the items that you choose in your kit can be anything that you find in the online store. So that can be items that are in from the catalogs. It could be items that are last chance, clearance rack, kits, all that wonderful stuff. So during celebration, when you join, you got two options. So the first option is, in addition to the $125 in product that you choose, you can choose a stamp set that is exclusively designed to work with our Stampin' Right markers. Our Stampin' Right markers are the water-based markers. They're not the alcohol ones. They come in a pack of 10, so it's all the colors that are in that color collection. So there's brights, neutrals, regals, and subtles. So in addition to the stamp set, you can choose two packs of the Stampin' Right markers. So that would be an additional $91 value. Or option two, in addition to that $125 that you choose, you can also choose an additional $30 in free product. Now, when you get the starter kit and you become a demonstrator, you don't have to do what I'm doing, where you're, holding classes, doing videos, and building it as a business. You can simply be a demo to receive like all those little perks that a demo would get. So, about a month before a new catalog goes live, you get the pre order from that catalog. You also get to see what's in the new catalog before customers do. There's also demo only events that happen like once a year. There's other virtual events that they do throughout the year too. Um, so there's a couple little perks on being a demo, and again, you don't have to build a business with it. You can simply purchase stuff at a discount. So if you're here in the US and you're not working with another demonstrator and you would like these catalogs or even our current annual catalog, in the description, there is my email. Now, if you're looking at the screen, when I look at it, I have two boxes below the video. One where it says how long I started streaming for. Then it starts with the dimension for our first card. Uh, you'll see three dots and more. If you click on the more, you'll see the rest of the stuff in the description. So if you want the catalogs, just send me an email with your full name and mailing address. And again, US only. And if you're not working with another demonstrator, let me know which catalogs you want, and I'll be sure to get them out in the mail for you. In addition to the catalogs, there's also the scrapbooking brochure that's come out. So in here, there are items that, yeah, it's for scrapbooking. However, we know that between the paper, the two-tone cardstock, stickers, and the stamp sets, that we can use those things in our card making as well. And what's interesting is that there's this meant to be scrapbooking workshop kit that's got the bees, which coordinates with what we currently have in our annual catalog that I think was in the January to April catalog last year. So the only difference is I think is that these bees, they're the same, but I think they are smaller. So there's dies in the stamp set, and then there's designer series paper. This is what we're going to be using for tonight. It's crazy to think that we're at near the end of January already, because at the end, this particular suite is a mega suite. So in here we have two stamp and die bundles, and because it's doubled like that, I decided to split it up. And so for tonight, we're going to do the Storybook Garden Patch, and then we're also going to be using the rest of the items that are part of the suite too. And then next Friday on the 31st, we'll be doing the Storybook Friends with everything else too. There are scrapbooking workshop kits that do coordinate with some of the stuff that's in this catalog here. Also, there's new items in the online exclusives. The special release designer series paper, where they took three designer series paper packs from a couple of years ago, and they brought them back, but they recolored them. So the Refresh Beauty has was Blackberry Beauty, and then the Serene Love, which was all black and white paper, is back. It was blah, 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 was True Love designer series paper, and then the Shades and Hues was Color Theory, which was in our annual catalog a few years ago. Because I remember, I think these colors that were in this paper were the in colors, if I remember right, when we had Lemon Lime Twist and Berry Burst and Tranquil Tide, and yeah, and what were the other colors? There were a lot of, oh, Fresh Fig, and there was another color in there, but um yeah, so this paper, as far as I know, is still available. In the description, I have the link that when you click on it, it's going to take you to the online store where all of the designer series paper is. And these are going to be fairly close to the top of that list. The last chance products. Now I haven't looked at to see what's completely gone now. I haven't checked that in a while, but there's still items that are left. The last chance products used to just be the items that were in a catalog that was retiring, but now it's a little bit different. It's including things that were in the clearance rack, things that were in the online exclusives, and the stuff that was in the holiday mini catalog that were retiring. So there's still items left. I just don't know what's sold completely sold out, because I haven't looked in a while, but this is still going on. And then, of course, the 30% off on all the close to my heart products. The link that takes you directly to the page where all these products are. That's in the description as well. So now that that's all done, let's get started on our projects. So again, these projects, there's a lot of stuff that I did ahead of time, and some things that we are doing some coloring. So yeah, this is the one card that's got most of the coloring on it. So this one will go a little bit longer than some of the other ones. I do want to make mention about the PDFs that I create for my Friday night lives. Uh, if you look in the description, and it's that last paragraph that's right just above the supply list. There's a link that will take you to my Google Drive, and I have a folder that has all of the PDFs of all of my Friday Night Lives and the Friday Night Kinda Lives in here. This where I have the date here, this is actually a link. So when you click on this, it's going to take you right to the video in which I used that particular bundle or suite or whatever it was that I used. In here, it has the list of everything that's needed. And then of course there's pictures of the projects. And then there's just a very simple dimensions of all the pieces, and if I did, like if I stamped something, I listed, okay, what color ink I used. And of course, if I colored, I mentioned what color markers or blends or pencils or whatever it is that I use to color it in. And so I have pictures of all the projects, like I said, all the dimensions and everything. And you can find this in that folder, and there's no cost to it. It's free to anyone. Okay, so now that I did that, I need the page with all the dimensions on it. So for my card base, I have Lost Lagoon. This measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Basic white, 4.25 by 5.25 by 4, and then a piece of the Storybook Moments Designer Series paper. And you know what? I did not show you the stuff that we're working with. So in this suite, the Storybook Garden, or no, Storybook Garden Patch stamp set and set of dies. So there's no greetings in the stamp set at all. So you have dies that are going to die cut these stamped images, but then you also have a couple of other dies here that are more detailed. So this one you can actually create a ground, and then these little slots that you see here will actually put a slit in that cardstock, so you can take something like this and or a carrot, and you can poke it right into that die. So it doesn't actually cut it out like it would this. The bottom, it's open, so this will cut just like the top of your cardstock. So there's the bundle, and then there is petal pink scalloped ribbon. And what else is in here? There are antique pearls. So it's like a very vanilla, but there's kind of like this iridescent type look to them. Let's see. There's the other bundle, like I mentioned. There's 2 packs of designer series paper. So this is timeless plaid 6x6 designer series paper, all plaids and checks on the other side. And then there is this is the Storybook Moments Specialty Designer Series paper. And what makes this one a specialty, it's not that it has any foiling in it, but there are 2 sheets in this that have die cuts in them. So yeah, so then there's this pack of paper as well. So now that I've mentioned what's in here, now we'll continue on. So out of a scrap piece of white, I have die cut 3 circles, so one a little bit larger, 2 smaller ones. This is from the Stylish Shapes dies. Then ahead of time, with basic white, I stamped with my Memento Tuxedo black ink, the watering can, the carrot, and the peas, and I already die cut it, as you can see. And then I have a strip of Smoky Slate. This measures 4.5 by 3/4. So, excuse me, every time, it never fails. As soon as I go live and I turn this thing on, um, my throat's got to get all scratchy. I'm just looking at the chat. That's fine. I know at some point Terry will show up, and if she doesn't, she'll watch the replay. Just as long as everything's good by her. Because she wasn't too far from where those fires. I don't know if they're still going near that area or not. So I'm going to fold and burnish this card base. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to glue these two pieces together. See, really cute print on the back. So we'll definitely be using, the stamp set's got a lot of critters in it. And actually we're going to be using that stamp set to do the greeting. I am going to stamp the greeting on that Smoky Slate strip. Okay. So there's just a small little border. Of course, when you use the glue, usually you've got that wiggle room. Well, the problem is I don't use a whole lot of glue. So the glue tends to dry a little faster than I would like it to. Okay, and then I'll glue this to my card base. There's Terry. Well, that's good. It'll be nice when it's completely out. Okay. So we have that. So I'm going to stamp my greeting. And for this, so I have a really nice deep black inked greeting. I am going, well, first, this is the stamp set we're going to use for that. So this is Storybook Friends. This is the one that I'll be using next Friday. So you can see there's lots of critters in here, and then they do have some greetings in here. So I'm going to use the Happy Spring stamp out of this. You're not late, Terry. We're just getting started. So you're good. And of course, did I wash my blocks? No. Look how filthy that is. I mean, it's all like stained pink. Yeah. Keep forgetting that there's some things I got to get done before I go live, and that was one of the things I forgot to do. So because using my ink pad, I don't get that really dark black for my greeting. I like to use, well, this is what I've been doing lately. I've been taking the brush tip of my basic black Stampin' Right marker, and I've just been using that on my greetings. I mean, I don't want to use the Stays On ink because that's not going to come off. I'm going to huff on that and then stamp that, and then I'm not going to press really hard because I know if I do that, my greeting is going to look all blotchy. So it's nice and thin, so that's good. All right. So now we got some, I'm going to put these aside, and then we got some coloring to do. So for this, I have my light and dark pumpkin pie, light and dark granny apple green, and light and dark smoky slate. So we're doing coloring on this one. This is going to have most of the coloring on this card. And then our last card we're going to color, but it's not going to be as much. So I'm going to start off. Wait, what am I missing here? Oh my gosh, 3 months. You know, time is flying. It is going way fast. I just took down all the Christmas stuff last weekend? Yeah, and I'm going to be putting that stuff back up in no time. Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit different this year because last year was the first time we met in person, and I had only been friends with Yvonne for just a few short months. So I'm coloring the whole carrot in the light pumpkin pie, and I'm going to let that dry before I go over some of it with the dark. And then I'm going to take my light granny apple green and do the leaves. I'm going to hope that I get through this without really feeling it, because coloring, it's hard, because right here it still hurts. Now it'd probably be a lot better if I had a brace on my hand, but because between washing my hands and having my hands in water and doing all this different stuff, I don't keep it on, so I'm sure it's not doing what it should be doing. So, and what really stinks, I'm a lefty, so even cutting with scissors, that's even hard. Okay, and then for these peas, I want to color all these with the light. Now I'm going to do that little stem piece using the dark. Okay. And then again, I'm going to go over that with the dark. So I'm going to let that dry some. And then I'm going to do this watering can. So I'm using the light smoky slate. Yeah, I will admit that as far as this new mini catalog goes, this mega suite that you see that I'm using, this is actually the only thing that I have out of that catalog. I honestly haven't placed, I think the last time I placed an order was at some point in December when I actually ordered this suite. I haven't placed an order um, since. Let's see. But I still have plenty of stuff from the annual catalog that I have not used yet. Oh, that hurt. Okay, so I'm gonna add some shadow down the side of my carrot. Okay. And then I'll bring in my dark. Let's see, how does the brush tip look on this? No, that looks way chewed up. So we're not using that end. And I'm just going to add some dark here in these leaves. Okay. Then we'll color our peas in. So there was a sample card that I saw on Pinterest. So this kind of inspired me on this one. And so the two images that she had used on her card, she had peas and strawberries. I just thought that was kind of like a weird combination. So I thought, well, let's go with peas. Well, we got only one carrot. So peas and carrots. All right. Get rid of these. And then get my dark smoky slate. Let me see how this brush tip looks. What am I missing here? Oh, well, all I see is that Carla may kill me for saying what? Really? You went there. Oh, yeah, you're not going to always expect it's going to be. Oh. So Froggy, you're February 2nd? I have a coworker whose birthday is on the 2nd. So I used to be the first birthday out of our work group, but nope, I'm the second one now. Which reminds me, this weekend I have to go and find a birthday card. Lord knows I got plenty of cards laying around here. Okay. Good to know. Gonna have to go back into the video and jot some stuff down. So I created a spreadsheet with everybody's name and address on. I think what I should do is add another column and add birthdays in there. I'm part of this one group that Dina Rico put together called Sending Sunshine and Rainbows. And I will tell you that I get slammed with a whole lot of cards. Like my mailbox would be filled. And then some of them, I used to have a P.O. box until they started going up on the price on it. And so I had changed the address on it. But some of these ladies, I'll tell you what, they're on the ball. I mean, they got cards done and in the envelopes. and just ready to go when that, like when that month comes. So some of them had my PO box still on there. Now what's crazy, the post office is the same post office that delivers my mail here. So instead, months later, uh yeah, the card came back to them, which, come on, people. It's like we pay how much in postage, and I'm sorry, but in my opinion, their service gets worse. And yeah, I wish I didn't have to rely so much on them, but unfortunately, I mean, I will tell you that I made calendars. So hold on a second. So I think one of the things I mentioned last month was for my coworkers, I used to do like little treat packaging and little gifts and things like that when we were working in the office. And since we were working from home, let's be realistic, I can't mail three-dimensional things without spending a fortune. So the past few years, I've been doing handmade calendars. And so I do basically, I find one of the greetings from one of my stamp sets that has something, kind of inspirational, uplifting, because this is something they're going to look at, year round. And then I work it basically using their favorite colors. And I get these little tear off calendars from, where am I getting them from? From Tailored Expressions. And so, yeah, and it never fails. I will tell you, it just never fails. A few years ago, I mean, I would mail everybody's out. This year, because of the price, these things alone would be about $4 to mail out. So if I ended up mailing out, I think I did 15, including, well, I think I did 16 altogether. And three of them I ended up mailing without fail. The one that lives the closest to me, she just got hers earlier this week. And I think that is like insane. I could have walked to where she lives and I could have hand delivered it to her. But then again, she's got an alligator somewhere in her neighborhood, so I wouldn't want to come across that. So, yeah, that's crazy. There's an alligator. Um, yeah, these are like the mini tear off ones. They have tear off ones too that are square rather than rectangular. And what's nice about those, you get a pack of 10 of those, and I think they're only like 4 or 4.50. Okay, I'm just looking. Yeah, the calendars are very easy and they're very quick to put together. It's just I end up spending more time trying to figure out what I'm going to use, and as far as the paper goes, because again, I do everybody's favorite color is one of the things that I asked in the very beginning. And of course, we've had some new people that started, so I would reach out to them and say, okay, what's your favorite color? What things do you like? And and I based it off of that. So my favorite color is purple, so of course. Now I did other purple ones, and but I use different designer series paper. So that paper is a celebration paper, and so I'm gluing that down towards the bottom and in the center. So that paper that I used is this one here, the Bloom Impressions paper. And I really, really like that one that's got all different colors in it. So my purple ones, well, I use this paper here. But there's actually a guy that's in the payroll group now. So yeah, I went to do a card, and He didn't tell me what his favorite color was. He wasn't quick on, responding to my email. So I ended up making, what was it, a light blue one. Figure, okay, most people would probably like blue. And they came back and he said he likes red. Now, lucky for him, what was it? It was a Friday that what was it? It was almost near the end of December. Now I'm gluing down these circles, so I'm putting down the larger one first, and then I'm going to take these and put on either side. And yeah, when he responded, so that Friday I took off and I figure, okay, I'm going to drive down to where the office is, and I was going to take their calendars. I have like these red and black buffalo check poly mailers, and I gave, so I put that on their desk and made a card from a kit. And I also gave them one of the ornaments. So remember these? The one where, I burned my hand on it from the hot glue gun. So they all got one of those because, like I said, it was going to cost like about $4 a piece to mail those out. And I'm like, no. So I drove down there on my day off and I dropped it off. And then they were going into the office like 2 days later. So they all got their calendars. Okay, so then I'm going to place these circles on either side. Hi, Phyllis. Welcome. So, Phyllis, I think you're new here. Um, So I have pinned up at the top, there's a link that will take you to a Google spreadsheet out on my Google Drive. What I do at the very end of my live, I do a drawing, I do a wheel of names, and I do a drawing for the 3 projects that I make tonight. So if you would like to be on that list, if you have any issues at all on adding your name, just say something and we can get your name added to that. Yeah, a trip to Ohio. Yeah, I haven't been back to Ohio since I moved at the end of 2011. I'm long overdue for an Ohio trip. Okay, so on these pieces, I'm going to add dimensionals. So we'll add there. Okay, and then I'm going to get my little ones. Yeah, that's the problem. Time is flying a little too fast. Little too quickly. Okay. And we can fit one more right up here. Okay, so I'm going to put down my watering can first. Oh, Terry. Okay, so I'm going to add this right in the middle here. And then I'm going to take my carrot. And I'm going to add that right over here. Yeah, the only thing that stinks down here, Terry, is if you like the heat, then then you'll like it down here. I mean, living up north, you know, I'm always for my whole life dealt with snow and cold and all that. And I knew when I came down here that it was going to be hot. But man, sometimes it's a bit too much. So I want to bring in my Winkostella, and I'm going to add to my carrot watering can and the peas. And the one, like I said, I've said this before, when I use my blends to color something in and then I go over it with the Winkostella, I like how, I mean, other than the sparkle that the Winkostella leaves, I also like how it just makes the colors kind of pop a little bit more. Okay, just about there. I'm going to just have one more thing to add to this. Okay, I got my take your pick tool, and I want to bring in these antique pearls, and I'm going to add a few on here. So this embellishment has 3 different sizes to it. So I'm going to use one of each, like so. And there is the first card. Okay. Well, I think it's very easy that I know what Terry's favorite color is. So that'll make it easy when it comes to making a card for her. All right. So this next card, there's no coloring. There is, well, the stamping part, I already did that ahead of time because the stamp set that I used for my greeting, let me show you what I used. Because sorry about that, because the Storybook Friends, the greetings that they have in here, they're not very big, and I wanted to have like a larger size circle to put on here. So the stamp that I used comes from the So Sincere stamp set. Now this is a red rubber stamp set, so instead of wondering if I'm going to get it centered in this die, I stamped it and then I die cut it, and I had used the largest stylish shape die to die cut that. So this has been stamped in Old Olive ink. So for the card pieces, I have basic beige. This measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. A piece of Old Olive. This is 5.25 by 4. I have a piece of that Timeless Plaid Designer Series paper. This measures 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And then that paper that you saw in that one pack. Yeah, which way does this go? It goes that way. So I cut 2 pieces of the paper that's got all the veggies on it. So each one of these measures 2.5 by 1 3/4. Then I have a piece of Calypso coral that's the same size, 2.5 by 1 3/4. And I had embossed this ahead of time using the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. And then of course, like I said, this is basic beige that I stamped this with Old Olive ink and then die cut it with one of the larger stylish shape circles. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to fold and burnish my card base. You know, I really, really like this paper with all the veggies on it. I really like that. It's kind of got that watercolor feel to it. Okay, so then I'm going to take the designer series paper, the larger piece, and I'm going to attach this to my old olive piece and then put that on my card base. And there's just a small little border. And then let's attach this here. This, ooh, okay. It wants to spit out. This is the Tombow multi-purpose glue that we sell in the catalog. I just put it in one of these fine tip glue bottles that I got on Amazon. Now, I don't have any affiliate links at all, but I did put the link for those glue bottles down in the description of the video. Okay, then I'm going to take these two pieces here. Let me see which way they go. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece here, add some glue, and I'm going to add that about here, like so. Make sure that looks straight. Okay, and then I'm going to take this embossed piece of Calypso coral, and I'm going to place this one right over here. Down a little bit. Okay, and then my other piece of designer series paper, we're going to add this one right here. Okay, and then on this greeting piece here, I'm going to bring in my dimensionals. Okay, and then I'm going to add this right over to the left side here. And make sure that I got that straight. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in these embellishments. And again, I'm going to use one of each of the three different sizes. And take this one, put that over there, and then our little one. I'm going to add right over there. And then I'm going to use some of this scalloped ribbon. And for this, I'm not going to tie a bow. I am going to do a knot instead. Okay. And then I have a pair of snips that I have specifically for ribbon. So I'm going to cut this at an angle. Like so. So we don't need it too big. And let me put my little pin in that. And get these out of the way. And then I'm going to bring in my glue dots. All right. And then on this, I'm going to add a glue dot on the backs of the actual ribbon tails rather than on the knot. Okay, and then that is going to go right here to the right of that greeting piece. So this one, there's our second card. So this one, basically, we just let the designer series paper do all the work on this one. So there's our second one. And again, the colors, on choosing the colors, I basically go with what's in the paper that I'm going to use. So a lot of the greens and that Calypso coral that's in the print, you also see in this plaid paper as well. So really cool looking card. All right, so our last and final card. How are we doing on time? Well, we're not doing too bad. Now, I don't know, Terry. You may like this one more than the first one. Just saying. Okay. There's your blue. Hi, Becky. Welcome. So you're not too far. You're in Kentucky. So Becky, if you hadn't seen it, I have pinned up at the top of the chat box. There is a link to a Google spreadsheet. What I do at the end of my live, I do a wheel of names, and I do a drawing for someone to win one of the cards that I make tonight. So if you want to add your name there, or if you have any issues at all, just say something in the chat, and we can get you added onto that spreadsheet. Okay, so for this one, this is going to all be about strawberries. So I have a piece of boho blue. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of that Storybook Moments designer series paper. So this one has the boho blue with the strawberries. This measures 5 by 1 3/4. And then the timeless plaid. This piece measures 4 by 2 1/4. Out of a scrap piece of white, I die cut one of the banner dies that's in the Stylish Shapes dies. And then I stamped the strawberry image twice using Memento Tuxedo black ink. And for coloring these, I'm going to use both my light and dark Granny Apple Green and the light and dark Cherry Cobbler for that one. Okay, so for my greeting, let me clean my stamp off so I can use this block again. And I apologize for the phone shaking. Thank you, Becky. All right, so I want, let's see, I want the greeting that says, hello, friend. Okay. And let's put that on the block. And then I want, what did I do with it? It's probably sitting right here under my nose. There it is. I do need my foam mat. This is our Stampin' Pierce mat. So on my greeting piece here, I'm going to stamp Hello Friend. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use my black Stampin' Right marker for this. Use the brush tip. A little huff on it. And I'm going to stamp this right in the middle. And again, I'm not going to press really, really hard on this because when I use the marker, that greeting is really inked up well. And it would just be this big like blob of black ink on there. So I want a really nice, clean image, stamped image of that greeting. Sometimes words are hard. It's like I know what I want to say, but it's like all of a sudden I forget the words and who knows what I'd end up saying. Okay, so fold and burnish this card base. And let's do that again. All right, and then I'm going to bring in my glue. And let's see, I want to make sure that I got my paper in the right direction. So I'm going to add some glue to the back of this print that's got the strawberries on it. And I'm going to put this up all the way up to the top of my card, and then I'm leaving a little bit on the right side of it. So I'll glue that down. Now the colors in the paper, interestingly enough, to me that looks like Balmy Blue, but Balmy Blue is not one of the colors in this paper. But I am, since it does look like Balmy Blue, I am going to incorporate a little bit of Balmy Blue in the twine, that the baker's twine that I'm going to use on it. Okay, and then this plaid paper, I'm going to add that right over here, like so. Okay, and then I will, let's see, I will add dimensionals on the back of my greeting. And I'll close up my glue because I don't need that now. And then I'm going to add this right down here. Make sure that I have it straight. Is there anybody else that gets a little OCD about things being straight when you want them straight? Or is that just me? You know, let me show you. There actually is a big difference between Boho Blue and Balmy. So this is actually, it looks like it's got a little more of like a purplish tone to it. But the colors do go together though. But you can see that it's really, really close to what's in those little flowers. All right. Okay, so then for these strawberries, I'm going to come in with my light, I don't know what this tip looks like. It looks okay. With my light cherry cobbler. And I'll color in these strawberries. Okay. And then I'm going to let them dry some. And then I'll come in with the darker one. Now, using the blends, usually you know, to get with that really nice blend, you want the ink to still be wet. But as you can see, these strawberries are pretty small. So if you add too much ink, what's going to happen, they're going to bleed out outside of that stamped line. So I'm gonna color it with the light, let it dry, and then I'll come back with the dark. And then I'm going to do the same thing with these leaves. I'm going to color them all in with the light granny apple green and then let that dry, and I'll come in with the dark. And then those little tops to the strawberries, I'll just do those in the dark. Yeah, you know, I will tell you that these in colors, the ones that are going to end up going out when this annual catalog retires, I really like these colors. They're definitely perfect for fall. I mean, there's like that love-hate type of thing for wild wheat, but I actually like wild wheat. It goes really well with some colors. Like Night of Navy is a good color it would go with, and Pretty Peacock, kind of like your jewel tone colors. Okay, then let me get my dark cherry cobbler. Oh, yeah, that's a that's a bad tip. This one is actually, so I don't know how long some of you are familiar with Stampin' Up, but quite a few years ago, they first came out with alcohol markers, and they were called blendabilities. And you actually had three markers for these different colors. So you had a light, medium, and a dark. And there were quality issues with it. I mean, some people were saying that they used it once and then the marker was dried out the next time they went to use it, and there was just issues, quality issues with it, that you know, their manufacturer, they just couldn't get it right, so they had retired them. And then I think about a year or two later, they came out with the blend, so you just had a light and a dark shade of some of the colors. Well, when it came out, when they came out again, this is one of the marker. This one was purchased back at that time, and I can't even tell you what year that was. So this is still going, this marker. So I've had this one for a while, and I believe that I do have some. I have spares, I think, of this color in my drawer. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of shadow on this. And again, I mean, there's a lot of ink in these markers, so I'm kind of being a little light on putting the tip on the paper so it doesn't bleed out. Okay. And then I'll come in with my dark. And just add some squiggles in my leaves. Then do the tops. Okay, so there's one. Just about there. Okay, which is good because I'm really starting to feel it in my hand right now. Okay, so then I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of these. Okay. Then we'll add these on to the plaid part of, let's see, put this on here. And then we'll take this one and put this one up here. And then I'll bring in my Wink of Stella. Okay. And then color our strawberries and our leaves. Okay. And then let's bring out the embellishments. So again, I'm going to use one of each size here. Let's see, there's a medium one. That one there, and one right up there. So we're done with that part. And then lastly, so this is the Baker's Twine 3-color pack. So it's Flirty Flamingo, Lemon Lolly, and Balmy Blue. This was part, I think it was the January to April catalog from last year that had the balloons suite. I forget the name of it. It had, so there's embellishments that carried over that's in the annual catalog. And then there's this twine that was part of that suite. And it had that pastel, that brightly colored pastel designer series paper. Now the paper didn't carry over, but I did make sure that I got some before it was gone. Gone forever. Okay, so I'm just making a little bow. And then I'm going to get my glue dots. I figured you'd like this one. And I'm going to add a glue dot right here on the back of this. And then I'm going to add it right over here to the left of the greeting piece. And then let's get my snips, and then we'll snip tails. Okay, so there is our third card. an hour and 25 minutes. So if you subtract 10 minutes, so an hour and 15 minutes, I'll say that's pretty good for one of my lives. Last Friday's went a bit long. Okay, so there, let me kind of get this stuff out of the way really quick and let me clean this stamp. So, okay, so if you didn't have an opportunity yet, and I apologize for the shaking, to add your name to that Google spreadsheet that I have pinned up at the top in the chat box. Please add your name, and if you have any issues at all, just let us know in the chat box, and we will get you added. I will be doing a drawing for one of these cards. So here is the third card. I really like this one. I like the boho blue is definitely one of the colors I really like. I'm a purple girl first and foremost, but then like the blues and the aquas are a very, very close second. So there is our third card. So let me bring the other ones in. So we have our Lost Lagoon one here, and then we have one that's got the Calypso coral and the old olive in it. Really love that paper. And then, of course, the one we just did, the one with the strawberries. So the way this is going to work, now I don't have that fancy software for my laptop to where I can flip, to different screens. So what I do is I bring my laptop uh, into the view here, which looks kind of weird. And what I do is I spin, and when your name comes up, just let me know which one you would like. So they're going to be in the same order as I made them. So card 1, 2, and 3. So if your name comes up, just let me know which card you would like. Now, if I draw your name and I don't have your mailing address, in the description is my email address. Just simply send me an email, full name and your mailing address. Now, it doesn't matter if you're outside of the United States. I can mail cards anywhere. It's just product that I can't send to another country. So as far as names on this list, oh, you're here, Stacy. Hello. I don't know if you commented, maybe I just missed it. So I have Tracy, Froggy, Sharon, Deborah, Terry, um, and Stacy, and Becky. So is there anybody? I know Carol's on here. There were a couple of Carols. Is there anybody else? Okay, I'm seeing my screen getting a little pixelated here. Oh, okay. I probably missed it. There's a lot of comments there. Okay. Is there any, but I know that there's um Sharon's on there. Is Carol still here? Carol Weston? Okay. I can add you on there. Okay. Anybody else? Deborah's on there. Yvonne, are you sitting this one out? Okay. All right. I think we have everyone. So again, Tracy, Froggy, Sharon, Deborah, Terry. Okay, Stacy. I'm just gonna say Stacy now. I know that it's you. Brown sugar at Stacy. And I have Becky and Carol Weston. If that's it, I'm going to then copy and paste all of these names onto my wheel of names. No, that's not it. It didn't copy the names. Let's try this again. And I apologize for my arm going right in the middle of the view there. Okay. There's going to be a fight. There's going to be a fight over number 3. Okay. So let me do this again in the order that I did it. 1, 2, and 3. Let me grab all my little sticky notes here. And let me grab my pen. My very awesome purple pen. And let me unhook this. And again, like I said, I don't have that fancy software. So I have to like bring my laptop into the screen. And I also need to move these lights out of the way because it just shines right on the screen of the laptop. So now it looks a little dark. Okay, so we got everybody. All right, let's get rid of. I thought I was able to close these ads. I guess now they sneak them on you that you can't close it out. All right, so here we go. Carol. All right, let's see. Let me flip on over. Which one would you like, Carol? Oh, don't worry, Froggy. I can't type at all. Yeah, sometimes I look and I'm like, what on earth did I just write? Because I don't know what I did. Okay, so I got you down for card number 2. And let's see. Next one. There is sound to this. It does that little clicky thing. And it does like the little applause and everything. So we got 2 going. We got 2 going to Canada. Oh no, Tracy's not Canada. She's Ohio. So which one would you like, Tracy? Okay. All right. So our last card is Sharon. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So let me get this out of the way so then we can wrap up here. Okay, let me just move. Ooh, 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 that hurts. That hurt, that hurt, that hurt. Okay. So thank you everybody for joining me tonight for video number 200. And if you haven't already done so, please hit the like button, the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And let's see. So I will be, well, what am I doing next? Uh, so Thursday, I will be doing flowering rain boots. I got this theme about doing stuff with rain, right? You know, flowers and rain. So this will be my throwback Thursday video next Thursday. And then next Friday will be part 2 of the Storybook Moments. So it'll be the Storybook Friends stamp set along with the coordinating dies. And I'm going to use all of the paper and the embellishments and everything that I used tonight in that one. So I hope you'll join me for that. Again, I had done my paper pumpkin video and I posted that a few hours ago. So that is out there. And let's see, anything else? So wherever you may be, if it's cold, stay warm, stay safe. If you got snow and ice, um, people, those of you that are in California and dealing with those fires, please be safe. And I think that's it, guys. And we have it, an hour, about an hour and a half. So, I mean, I'm counting the time just that I'm worked on the projects, not the time that I got here early to get everything set up. So, thank you everybody, and I will see you next week. Have a blessed one, everyone. Bye bye.